I got you. We'll take our time with it. Mic check, just making sure everybody's getting audio. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4. We should be getting started here momentarily for our Pothole Blitz press conference here on Spring Forest Lane, one of the two lanes, something like that. Forest Springs Drive, one of those. After a while, they all kind of run together. All right, and one last mic check. We should be getting started here momentarily. Mic check 1, 2, 3. Just making sure everybody is good, has audio. Good deal.
Hopefully this is the weather that will continue to get better every day. But it's great to be with everyone here today in the east end of Louisville, joined by members of our Department of Transportation who've worked so hard every day throughout the entire year to keep our community safe and moving. You know, every day, whether it's on major corridors around Louisville or like the neighborhood road that we're on today, our crews at the Department of Transportation and Public Works are working incredibly hard to serve our city. Of course, when it was snowy out during the historic weather that we had recently, our snow team was out every day and every night working hard to keep people moving and safe on our streets. And just as soon as our snow operations wrapped up, they transitioned right into repairing potholes. Now, because of the weather we've had, they've had to keep their eye on their weather because we've seen that snowfall just as recently as a few days ago. But their focus is now on repairing potholes across the entire community. And since January 1st of this year, our crews have already fixed over 11,400 potholes across our city. And we're just getting started. Our teams are working every day and often overnight to repair road damage and keep our streets safe for drivers. So I want to say this once again, that the same teams that are fixing the potholes now are the ones that have been working over the past weeks and months on our snow team to plow the roads and keep them safe. No matter the circumstances, our teams are focused on the safety of our roads and working incredibly hard. Fixing potholes is incredibly demanding work. It's often done in traffic. It can be done in challenging weather conditions. It can be dangerous. And so I really appreciate the dedication of our colleagues with us here today and everyone who's fixing potholes across the entire city. We owe our teams an incredibly debt of gratitude to keeping our roads safe. Thank you all very much. As I think people are aware, potholes are more common this time of year because of the wear and tear that the roads took during our winter, particularly after the snowstorms and the temperature changes that we had this winter. Winter weather creates ideal conditions for potholes. Water seeps into small cracks in the pavement, and then when the temperature drops, that water freezes, it expands, and as temperatures warm again and vehicles travel over this weakened pavement, that's when the road surfaces start to break down and potholes are formed. So as we work to respond, we're going to work to respond to fix as many potholes as possible every day. And the entire community can help us repair these potholes. Here's how. First, people can call 311. I know that's what I do from time to time when I'm driving around the city and find a pothole. You can also report online at louisvilleky.gov. Or you can report through X or Twitter by sending the location of the pothole to @LouMetro31 and include the hashtag 502pothole. And finally, you could call 574-5000 to report potholes throughout the city. Again, the easiest way is simply to call 311 or report it online at louisvilleky.gov. We want to hear from you. We want to know where the potholes are so our dedicated teams can get them fixed very quickly. And if you come across crews that are working to fix the potholes, as the crew here today is, please slow down, be patient, and give them ample space to do their work. Today, we're joined by a couple members of our team. And the first one I want to introduce is Tyler Adamczyk, who's the Senior Equipment Operator at the Louisville Department of Transportation. And Tyler is going to tell us more about making the switch from the snow team to filling potholes and the work that we're doing so far. Tyler? Thank you.
Well, thank you, Mayor Greenberg, for having us out here today and having me out here to kind of celebrate and kick off Pothole Blitz. As the mayor said, that we are transitioning from doing a bunch of snow removal and long hours of doing that, and now starting off on our Pothole Blitz. Please help us out there. When you all do call in 311, the best thing you can do is take a few extra seconds to pick up and figure out exactly where your intersection is and do a brief description of where that pothole is to help us and our crews better find those potholes to help serve you in the community and get the roads back to where they need to be as we come into the summer months. Also, if you all could please be much safer and slow down and help us out, because we are running mobile pothole crews where we do not have a whole lot of signage, and the problem with that is we're moving every 5 to 10 minutes. So when you see our trucks out there with the big flashing lights and guys out there with the slow stop paddles, please give us a little extra slowdown, a little extra space, and keep it safe so we can keep our crew safe and get everybody home at the end of the day to see their families when they get home. Also understand that we're going to fill as many potholes as fast as we can, and then as we transition from snow, potholes, and the inclement weather that we just had recently too with storms, we're going to be doing storm debris cleanup and other stuff too. Call 311 to report any of those issues too, and we'll try to get crews out to clean it up as fast as we can. So thank you very much for having me out here today, and please keep us safe out there on the roads, and we'll try to get to every pothole as fast as we can.
Thanks, Tyler. Thank you so much, Tyler. We're also joined. You talking to us? Who's talking? Okay. We're also joined today from some of the leadership of our Public Works team in the Department of Transportation. And so I'm going to introduce Wes Sidnor, who's also going to give a little bit of update about the entirety of the work that Public Works is doing to ensure we fix our potholes across the community. Wes?
Thank you, Mayor. And first and foremost, I want to say a big thank you to those teams. Like we talked about, transitioning from snow removal and snow treatment to potholes, storm debris, all the things that keep the community safe. And so big thank you to all. Just talk a little bit about the process. So talked about how to report. Some of the things that we look at in terms of priorities, the timeliness. We tried to get to each pothole in no less than 72 hours. Now, when you have snow that falls in March and other inclement weather, that delays that process a bit, but that's part of the calculus that we have in terms of looking at priorities. We also look at hazards, the frequency of use of those roadways, and then we've also started looking at hot spots geographically to see where the concentration of potholes and those reports are happening. Also happy to report that asphalt plants have reopened and we are resuming paving. So you will see those crews out. As mentioned before, want to be safe, make sure that you're aware of surroundings and our crews as they're doing their work. But new paving is on the way, and you can see updates on paving on the paving page through LouisvilleKY.gov. And so just wrap up with saying, again, thank you all for the work. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Tyler, for the update.
Thanks, Wes. All right. Well, thank you so much, Wes. One more very important topic. We'll then take questions from the media, and then we'll get to work filling a pothole. And the very important topic I would like to discuss is Go Cards. Go Cards today, as the men kick off the NCAA tournament. The women on Saturday here at home. Rachel and I are excited to cheer them on at the Yum Center. But we are wishing the Cards the very best in the NCAA tournament. And if there are any further injuries, we're going to put Tyler in as a little bit of backup here. He's got the height to go from potholes to the basketball court in no time. All right, guys. Well, thank you all very much for joining us. Happy to take any questions from members of the media on this or any other topics, and then we will fill potholes. So we're seeing potholes all across the entire city, whether it's on main thoroughfares. Yesterday, I was on River Road, and there were a significant number of potholes there that were being repaired. But on other main thoroughfares and on residential roads alike, we're going to address them all. It's important, and it just depends on where the weather hit, what the condition of the pavement was, how cars are driving over them. So we're ready to respond to residential and major thoroughfares.
Tyler, are your crews, you can step over here, if your crews seeing, based on the weather, more potholes, less potholes, bigger, smaller, what are you seeing out there?
I'd say in general, it's the same. We've been here for almost 6 years now, and it's about the same this year as it was any other years. We had a ton of snow last year too, and we had a lot of potholes after last year too. It's pretty much the same. I will say that we've had some big projects done. A lot of the roads that were problem roads, I've seen at least 7 or 8 of them this year that have already been repaved, which helps us out a lot because they don't tend to open up more potholes. But it's I'd say the numbers from what I've heard from my supervisors are pretty good right now. But you all know as soon as this goes out for 311, the number's going to jump pretty drastically. So we'll get to them as soon as we can.
Citywide, or are there some neighborhoods or streets that are off limits to you guys? If people living in neighborhoods think, well, will they do my street?
Well, Wes or Bill can correct me on that one.
I can speak to that. Yeah, I feel like I followed David Paget here. Yeah, so the question was, do we do every neighborhood street in Metro? And so the answer to that is, we do not do the interstates. That's KYTC that handles those, and then there's also suburban cities that treat some of their potholes as well. So, generally, for the most part, if there's a pothole on a road that you're experiencing, we are the ones that are responding to that.
So Paul, just to clarify, like J-Town, for example, they'll fix potholes within J-Town, but this is not within any other incorporated city within Jefferson County, so we're filling it. Sure.
Question. If somebody drives over a pothole, damages their car, their tires, is there any redress for them?
There is a way to online, there isn't a way to submit if your car was damaged as a result of the pothole. There is a way online, same location, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Online there is a place to submit if you believe your car was damaged as a result of a pothole, yes. And it's on a case-by-case basis that we'll respond.
That 72-hour rule about how you try to get to the potholes in 72 hours?
Well, the question was about the 72 hours that was mentioned earlier. Just to clarify, that is not a rule. That is our goal, to fix the potholes within 72 hours. And I think what was being mentioned earlier was that sometimes when, like in March, you're still having snow and crews are getting up at 4 a.m. to monitor bridges and hills and slick spots. Sometimes we might not be able to meet that, but our goal is to repair potholes within 72 hours of them being reported to 311 or online.
In effect? Is that from your administration, or is that always been there?
Yeah, that's our goal this year. I'm not sure about the past, but our goal is to get to it. We understand that some might take longer. If we have a influx today as a result of us getting the word out, it might take a little bit of while to catch up, but our goal is to get them repaired as quickly as possible. Hold on one quick second. I'm going to let Dave finish here.
One last question for me. I think this is the 4th time you've had pothole announcement day in your first term here. What have you learned about potholes and the public's obsession with potholes that maybe you didn't know before?
So the question was, what have I learned about potholes in my time as mayor and what might I have known before? I always knew they were annoying. I think I realized how annoying they are and how prevalent they are. And it's incredibly frustrating because it happens every year. And fixing potholes is a temporary fix, and it's also a very labor and machine-intensive fix. So I'm encouraging every student at the U of L Speed School, every engineer, every innovator and entrepreneur, come up with an idea on how we can fill potholes in a different way so that we can make the job easier and more efficient for our amazing team members that are doing this hard, labor-intensive work to fill the potholes, which is so important. So it is a challenge, but we're going to stay at it to continue to improve the roads of Louisville.
the question was about roads that have already been repaved. So we have that on our, through the website at louisvilleky.gov. If you search for paving, there's both the completed paving as well as the future and scheduled paving for the, yep.
In terms of an estimate yet, we don't know, but my guess is the number will significantly go up from the 11,400 that we've already fixed as well. And just on your last question about paving, the city invests about $30 million a year in paving roads across the entire county. So every year we are paving roads and we're improving the condition of roads. In addition to new work that's being done, that's just paving to improve road conditions of existing roads. And so that's $30 million a year that we invest every year. Yeah.
How far do you have the cards going in your March Madness bracket?
I'm going all the way. The question was, how far do I have the cards going? No, I've got the cards going every year. That's I am the eternal optimist. Coach Kelsey and Coach Walls are doing great jobs. Their teams are wonderful, full of wonderful people, and so we're going to be cheering them on the entire way. Any other topics folks would like to talk about? All right, well, enjoy this glorious day. We'll fill some potholes. Thanks.